Hey everyone, this week's mandala brings forth a very important message for each of us around the globe, both old and young, to be comfortable in your own skin, stand tall, and be proud of yourself. Hold your head high. You would wonder, why am I making a whole mandala session for the words we hear so often, and that everybody knows this. This is because a very recent incident regarding one of my former students made me realize we all hear these words without really understanding and thus not putting into practice that how many of us have really understood what this means. If you look around, each of us is unique and different from each other. Did that prompt you to think that each of us must have our special qualities, regardless of how we look or how wealthy anyone is? So, these are the special talents or qualities that everyone brings to the table, meaning to the society, which makes up for a unique and progressive population or a society or a country. So it's a true group effort at much larger level than you ever consciously thought. So same with my student, that she has heard these words. Apparently nothing has settled in, meaning all of a sudden her entire focus was how to become beautiful, of a size that her boyfriend would approve, or that she would be called perfect. She had lost all confidence in herself, and it was really disturbing for me to see a young, attractive, brilliant scientist was unable to see any of her qualities, her beauty, her great future that lies ahead, all because she had bought into the lies of a perfect body, beauty, and whatnot. I mean, if you look around in the nature, nothing is perfect. This is one of the things that is about our universe we live in, that nothing is perfect, and all the little imperfections are what make up for a perfect, so-called perfect world. So this has left me into deep sorrow for her, and the realization that countless other people are in the same boat as hers. So I had never really thought into this topic as much, and I really didn't know it was that it was a big area of discussion, and not only for teenagers but for everyone. So when I talked to numerous people and the students, I realized that that most of the population in our society, they relate success and happiness with physical beauty, that a certain measure of the body they call perfect. So, and then obviously that these individuals want to be like anyone else than themselves, because they don't know anything about themselves, and they have not even tried to look inside and ask, do I have any qualities, or what makes me special? So I felt compelled to somehow empower anyone who felt so low of themselves and help them uncover their exceptional faculties and magnificence they are not even aware of that they possess. So therefore, um, the method I'm using is using the guidance from this mandala system for this topic. This is a Pride Month, anyways, and so today's mandala will serve two purposes. Number one, it will remind us of what's important in life and to be thankful and proud of the unique gifts we are born with. And number two is the people who are living unhappily because they don't see anything special about themselves and compare with the rest of the world. So this mandala will take them on a powerful and exceptional journey that helps them discover something new and interesting about themselves, and of course their hidden talents they have been ignoring. So as you draw this mandala and you follow it, as I've explained before for the week, you will start forming a relationship with self, that is the divine self in you, and you will embark on an authentic journey of life where you will seek answers within and not outside. Thus, you will undergo a huge transformation. And as you do this, you will gain a deeper understanding of self, your surroundings, people you interact with, and you will become apt at handling the situations without being at the mercy of others to feel happy or sad, meaning you will not need other people's approval because the only approval you need in life is of yourself. So today's mandala, like the all other mandalas we have done so far, it's pretty powerful and it will definitely change you into self-appreciative, confident, and happy individual. And I have had a lot of success with this in the past. Quite a few people have told me that even after months, they understood more about their situation from the same mandala than they had realized earlier. And if you have noticed, each of the mandalas we do, they are always unique. No two mandalas are alike, and they are always harmonious, but far from being perfect. There is nothing perfect. I mean, nothing is aligning or being perfect in these mandalas. So, before we start today's mandala, I want you to carefully listen and understand the one fact I want to really iterate, that you need to know and always remember that every being in this universe has a set purpose they came to fulfill. And the purpose only that one person, and that is you, is capable of fulfilling, and no one else. So, this alone tells you that you are important for who you are, and your talents and the uniqueness is needed in the universe. Okay, so having said that, I hope you remember my message also. We can now start working on our mandala. So now when you work on your mandala, I'm sure you will start taking the time to look around, observe the nature, the animals, plants, people, and realize that it is the different shapes, forms, colors, and abilities that make for an interesting world. As I'm drawing my mandala, a peacock has shown up. I'm drawing it as we speak. Peacock has shown up as a central energy for this mandala, which is very, very appropriate because a peacock brings message of royalty, holding your head high, believing in yourself and your beauty. And you will be what you think or believe, as we know that. So look at yourself as a whole divine being that is accepting good with the bad. And if you've noticed, we live in a universe of duality, night and day, birth and death, happy and sad, meaning you cannot be happy if you haven't observed sadness. So you cannot just have only the good traits in our dual natured universe. And so this should make us realize that dual nature is what makes us complete. And I'm not sure if you have noticed the peacock's feet. We are so mesmerized in seeing its beauty that we don't really pay attention to its feet. And I apologize to Mr. Peacock for commenting or stating that his feet are usually ugly. So it's possible that the peacock is embarrassed of its feet, but no one has ever heard him say or think that he wants to be the beautiful white swan instead. He's extremely happy being him. And here's another open secret: each of the peacock's feathers are imperfect, so something is always amiss, but all of these together, when they spread, they create the exquisite scene of beauty. Similarly, so I'm going to talk about a couple of examples because the perfection is so much in question today, or everyone wants to be perfect. So I would like to give some examples and see whether the universe favors perfect or imperfect. So think of the diamond; it's made up of perfect lattice structure of carbon atoms. So they have but they have defects also. For example, a nitrogen atom can replace a carbon, which is causing a carbon vacancy. So what does this do? This gives color to the diamond wherever that nitrogen replaced the carbon. So, in a way, imperfection is welcome. And now, because we know this, so the manufacturers actually deliberately cause this imperfection also to create the colored diamond. Similarly, graphene, again, it's a perfect lattice structure, but only because it's made of carbon. And recently, a line defect was seen around its edges. What does this mean? It means that there's a defect in it, and with this defect, graphene can function as a metallic wire. And then lastly, the easiest example is of gold, because when we find gold, it's contaminated with other things and it's not pure. So it is first beaten and has to go through the fire to become pure. But you cannot make jewelry out of it because it's very soft. This is a 24 karat pure gold without any imperfection, a perfect gold piece, but it doesn't hold its shape, and it is so yellow, which is not even appealing. So 22 karat gold is the highest with which jewelry is made by adding impurities to it, like nickel. And the point being, imperfections are welcome phenomena, and they are here to stay, and nothing is perfect. Basically, there are three truths to our life: imperfect, impermanent, and incomplete. These are not my words, these are from the Vedas and the ancient texts. Actually, has been proven by physics. So then I see the second creature that comes in is seahorse spirit, and it is unique in the sense it's always calm and collected as it navigates the seas. So there's a lot to learn from the seahorse symbolism, such as being patient and content with when and where you are in life, and also how slowly or quickly you are going. And I know I've said this in the last mandala also. But every time I'm amazed how any of the symbols that show up, they just have this message of what we meditated upon, and it all fits in. So with the seahorse appearing in our mandala, it signals a time for emotional clarification, which means you are being called to create a grounding force. And it's possible you're losing sight of things that truly matter, and thus there's a need for balance between your duties and responsibilities. And this has been the theme for today, So the seahorse also points out the need to have a fresh, new perspective or outlook in life. Things are always changing, and you should also evolve along with them. So, the third creature is the snail, and we know they had the hard calcium shell on them, and they are major symbols of defense and protection. So, if you are feeling attacked, whether directly or indirectly, and the snail can be here to tell you to remain resolute in your endeavors. You do have a tough exterior that will help protect you from the outside world. So the snail is reminding you to depend on your defensive strength to succeed. So some of the snails, as we know, they have doors on their shells that allows them to close off completely from the outer world. So in extreme situations, you might need to do the same. It's possible that you need some self-time. Focusing on yourself and doing so alone is always the right course of action. So the trapdoor that snails might come to you, the trapdoor snails might come to you as a sign to close the door on a dangerous individual in your life. I hope it resonates a little bit with the perfect body image and whatnot. This means you should take time to analyze the relationships in your life and consider how healthy those connections are. For example, are these the people in your life that only bring you negatives? And so then consider closing doors on them. And the trapdoor snail has a one final meaning, which is the closing of the door on the past. So by moving on and closing off the door on past distress, the trapdoor snail is able to relax and move on. So maybe you also need to consider if you need to do the same and moving on in life. So consider the snails in your life as a possible reminder that while you do have the strength to succeed, doesn't mean you should allow your delicate core to be risked in dangerous situations. So here, you are looking for something in life that might be damaging to your more tender aspects, whether it's a relationship, a career, somebody's comments, whatever it might be, consider removing that. And lastly, the snails are a symbol of sight. I say this because if you look at their eyes, they are at the end of the stalks. And what does this symbolize? It means having your eyes on the ends, have a vantage point. So in your life, consider stepping back, looking at any issues you might encounter from above. That is, take a broad view of them. Look at the battlefield from overhead. And three cheerful birds have now appeared, and whatever makes them special, their uniqueness is undeniable. We all know that. And usually the birds symbolize the goals, hopes, and aspirations. Of all the animals, having the bird spirit animal looking after you, in this case, flowing in our mandala, is the biggest honor among all. These creatures are close, closest to the heaven, and because of which their symbolism has such a substantial and significant effect on our lives. They connect humans to the they connect humans to the spirits above, and they materialize as above, so below. So the spiritual meaning of birds is certain and sure attributes and abilities of yours. It means that you, like your bird spirit animal, are very perspective and intelligent. So please remember this, that you are perspective and intelligent. And now, last but not the least, there's a cat. And the cat is saying, and I quote, "You only need yourself in this matter, others will only confuse the issue." So the cats help us to find and concentrate on our own creative magic. They assure us that no matter what is happening, everything truly is in divine order. And the appearance of cat in our mandala points to the fact that someone or something is trying to give you a message. Therefore, you must listen carefully and trust your intuition. And at the same time, the cat is also letting you know you have the power and magic to create anything you want out of your life right now. All you need to do is believe in yourself. Also, it would be best if you trusted that you have all the tools and skills necessary to accomplish what you desire in life. In other words, don't hesitate. The time to focus on your dreams is now. So now is the time. Even if you're going through all those situations we discussed, if you can believe in yourself and take the appropriate measures, or the best would be to work with this mandala or create your own, then you can definitely manifest your dreams. So I was speaking all this time, and it seems that my mandala is coming to an end. I do love coloring my mandalas. Even in this mandala, if you look at everything that I have drawn. I mean, I did not know what I was supposed to draw until the symbols showed up, but basically it started with a peacock. And what I'm trying to say is that there is no order, or there is no symmetry or perfection, as everyone is looking for some of that. But the mandala gives us the harmonious message. And I am pretty sure if you truly draw it with curiosity and be aware of what will you find, or what it is it going to tell you over the time period, you will definitely make progress out of those situations. That is, you don't need other people's approval. You will know your own qualities. You would definitely stand tall and be the best person you are supposed to be, rather than trying to be somebody else and then feeling left out and so forth. So I hope my message resonates. It would be nice to know if you want to leave me a comment, or if you need any help. You could also send me an email, which I always keep everything confidential, and I have not named any names. If you have heard my previous mandalas, I will see you with an exciting mandala, as usual, an exciting mandala next week. Okay, then goodbye for now, and have fun, and please remember the message. Hold your head high. Be happy.